Controversial staunch conservative and a man who didn't waver from his convictions. In 2005, Sean landed what would be his last, never before been seen. He sat down with Senator Helms and his wife, Dorothy.
You say in your book that you wanted to derail the freight train of liberalism.
That's right. And you know what I mean by that.
Well, I do, because that's what I would like to do too, and I think a lot of Americans, that's where you became admired and hated.
Well, I think both are correct, but I hope one outdoes the other. But I can say honestly that I enjoy the relationship I have with the people. I'm not talking about the people from my home state or anything like that, but I could walk around this area, for example, and people say, "Ain't you Jesse Helms?" And I said, "What's left of him?" "Yes, sir." But the people are good to me.
Was it hard when people would attack your husband regularly? I mean, he became the poster child for modern conservatism, and he was called just about every name in the book.
He was. It was hard at first. And during his first campaign, I wouldn't read the newspaper or watch television, but we got used to it and we expected it. And if they didn't criticize him or something like that, we wondered what we were doing wrong, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Senator, you tell the story in your book about a young staffer who was working for you and was concerned about what the media was saying about you. And your line back to him was, "Son, I don't care what the New York Times says about me."
And that's a fact. I don't care. If I feel like I have done what I think is right and done it pretty good, that's what I'm here for.
What are you most proud of in your life?
I don't know that I have any reason to be proud about anything, but if pushed, I think I should be proud of what my father and mother were and how they conducted themselves, and I tried to emulate them.
I think his legacy probably will be, I think he changed the Senate and the way that it operated. Well, when we went to Washington, I was appalled, and so was he, that so many things were passed on voice vote. And he and Senator Harry Byrd of Virginia and Jim Buckley of New York and maybe one or two others got together and agreed that they would never leave the floor. One of them would be on the floor at all times to object to
voice vote. So they don't have to go on record.
And so that a lot of senators, ran, including our own state, as conservative or liberal, and voted the opposite when they got to Washington. But he started the trend that everybody had to vote. I mean, it has really changed the operation of the Senate in a significant way, I think.
Woody, you're proud of her, I can tell.
I'm proud of her.
63 years.
I'm saying too much.
No, not at all.
You're not.
What do you think the biggest challenge we face today? Is it terrorism? Is it the political battles?
Neither. I think I don't want to preach to you, but what America needs are more Americans who will stand up for the principles of America, and we don't have that. I expected more people than not will be unable to tell you what the principles of America are. And
you actually write about this in the book, and I'll read to you your words. "I told my young staff the best way to be successful in politics and remain true to your principles is to know the distinction between your principles and your preferences. On your principles, You should never yield. You should be prepared to be defeated.
I believe that. I believe that.
You know what? And Al did believe. And more politicians today, you know what, will say anything to get elected. You don't see that often. Anyway, our thoughts and prayers are with the Helms family tonight, and we'll be back right after this break.